All right. Welcome back. Pause Menu Society, Streets Need a Body, the finale. Um, I gotta say, I'm really gonna miss this show. Like I after watching the finale, I watched it twice. The first time I watched it, consumed it, but also took the notes for the show today. And I was like, let me run it back again. So these last two episodes, the penultimate and the finale, I thought were brilliant. They both forced me to go back and watch them again. Um, let's clap it up for Patina Miller as Rock.
Yes, queen.
Um, yeah, she this is probably one of the hardest deaths in the Power universe. Her and Marvin and Lulu. I
Yeah.
think that not the shit on any of the other versions of Power. I just feel like the Thomas family saga, it really made me feel something.
They
Like
were way
Yeah.
more relatable to me.
Yeah.
they were, yeah, like seeing Marvin in that casket, that was crazy. And it's weird because I don't think we saw Lulu in the casket, did we? I
I
don't
don't
believe
think
so.
we did.
I thought
I
it
don't
was closed, right? When they were at the
Hmm.
funeral?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it was
so
closed. Yeah.
um but that goes to the point of them showing us Marvin because there's a couple points we can make about that. A lot of people felt like Marvin was the heart of the show.
Mhm.
Um and then two, Snaps and Pop get taken out as well, and we see all these people gathering for them, but we see nobody there for Marvin but Juke. So I feel like that was important as well. Um, but again, congratulations to the cast. Congratulations, Patina Miller.
Mhm.
Uh, Haley Kilgore. That last scene in the diner. I
Yes.
didn't notice it at first. It was either Twitter or Threads because everybody's going crazy on Threads, especially about it. Somebody was like, if you go back and watch, she does not blink a single time. And
Yeah.
when we kept wondering what's going to be the thing that turns Juke into who she becomes in OG Power, yo, we saw it.
Yeah.
We saw it. So, um, let's just go through the episode top to bottom.
Yeah.
We open up at Rock's house, and you could see this is probably the most low key version of Rock we've ever seen in the entire 5 seasons of this show.
She was
Like,
completely stripped down, completely.
yeah,
Yeah.
completely. Like the scarf on her head, all of that was just like this is this is a different version. This is Rock without her armor because she has nothing left.
Mhm.
Um, just and then like as they pan in the the um the DP, whoever's the DP for this episode or this particular scene, I don't know if they run with the first unit or in a second unit or whatever. But the DP panning across the mantle and that picture, I saw the picture, somebody tweeted it. It's Rock and Marvin and Lulu, and they got on like airbrush sweatshirts and jeans, like some real like dope boy shit from back in the day. I was like, yo, that is something. So they just like the DP pans and we're like, these people really became our family. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I didn't. There's what 6 seasons of the OG Power, but I didn't really feel a connection to Ghost. I didn't feel a connection to Tasha, Tariq. Like when Raina got killed, I was like, that's fucked up. That is completely fucked up. But I didn't feel a connection to the St. Patrick family. I just didn't.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
when Tommy killed Holly and didn't know that
Mhm.
Holly was pregnant, I didn't feel I didn't feel a connection. When Tasha killed Lala's character and then Tommy had to take her son to his father who was played by Jesse Williams. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. But I didn't feel when there was not a single death in Power that made me feel what the Thomas family has made me feel over these 5 seasons. There
Yeah.
just isn't. Not Lulu, not Marvin, and definitely not Rock. Nothing. And I was talking to somebody about it. They're like, damn, I never watched Power. I was like, you're in a good position now. watch Raising Kanan, and then watch Power Origins, and then you get to go into the OG Power with the backstory of these people.
Right.
Real quick, I gave it a 10 out of 10. What do y'all have?
Yeah, I give it a 10
definitely
out
a
of
10.
10. It was really
Definitely a
good.
10.
Okay. It was a great episode. Great episode. Okay, so Rock, we know nothing. She's got nothing left except for her and Kanan at this point.
Yeah.
Kanan's sitting with Jarita. This is the big moment. She didn't have to say it. We knew what the conversation was about when she was like, I'm just telling you so that you're aware. So I'm like, okay, she just told him that she is pregnant.
Yeah.
Unless Jarita had a miscarriage, which they never mentioned, we assume that she's pregnant with Sean at this time, which it tracks because they say he's born about 94 or 95.
Mhm.
Kanan's like, how do you know it's mine? Giving your line of work, and she tells him I
That
use
was
protection with
crazy.
all of my clients. But
That was
I'm gonna be honest with you, that is a
That's a
very
normal
common
question.
question. That's
Yeah,
a
hell
very
yeah.
yeah, it's a very common question,
Yeah,
especially
but, like, she
and
also, like, wasn't fucking with anybody else.
I don't
Like,
know that.
she had quit that a long time ago, you know what I mean?
well, it wasn't really that long. Her and Kanan had slept together 2 times that we saw.
Mhm.
And then he took her on the shopping shit, and she was like, "Yo, I'm a hoe. I fuck you for money. You don't even know my name." And he was like, "So what is your name?" And she was like, "Jarita." When she went on the next date, she went in the bathroom. She wouldn't feel it, and that's when she quit.
Mhm.
So they really had only been messing around a very short time.
That we know of, though, because like,
That we know of.
clearly they went steady after that. Didn't they? Did
Yeah,
they
because
not? They did.
it's implied because when Marvin beat his ass, she was cleaning his wounds to start the next episode. So
Yeah.
it is implied, but the thing of it is, again, how long? Like you're a mother with Vinny. How long before you started to be like, yo, I think I'm pregnant?
I don't remember. It was too long ago.
Okay,
He's
fuck. What
16.
is
I don't
Vinny?
remember.
16? I was gonna say
Yeah.
Vinny's 16 now. God damn.
That was 16 years ago.
Shit.
I don't know.
Right. But that is a question. Like, especially now, if it's your girl and y'all are locked down,
Mhm.
whatever, you understand. But if you know that y'all have both been doing your own thing, that's a question that gets asked a lot,
Mhm.
especially by dope boys because they're throwing money around. They're fucking different chicks all around and stuff like that. And then, like, girls that fuck with dope boys, generally, they're in it for the money. So
Mhm.
it is a normal question, to be completely honest with you. To be like, even if Jarita wasn't a call girl, if she was just around Kanan because he was a dope boy, he would ask that question. Even if she wasn't a call girl, he would 100% ask that question.
I just feel like if I went to someone knowing they're the father of this baby, why else would I be over there talking to you? Clearly, you're the father of the baby if I'm over here talking to you about it.
That sounds good from a logical
I don't know.
standpoint, but from a man standpoint, yeah, you could be trying to free case me with a baby because the other cat is a bum. And
Mhm.
you know that A, I got money, A, I do this. And we were just, I mean, that part happens all the time. That's a logical
Yeah.
question from anybody dealing with somebody, however
There's
long it is. We're
I can
still
name you
fresh in
other
this.
I can name you other situations in cinema in fucking Menace to Society. When old girl called Kane to be like, Kane, I'm pregnant, he was like, what you telling me for? And she
Mhm.
was like, you're the father. He was like, I had Jimmy on extra tight. It ain't
Mhm.
mine. I ain't claiming it. That like, and that might be the first time because Menace came out when I was like 12 or something like that, 11 or 12. Menace is 93, so yeah, I was like 11. So that was the first time I heard somebody pose that, like, what you telling me for? And it's only happened. You can watch, I will tell you anything. This black TV and black cinema, that's a question that gets asked if, if it's not a clear situation like this is my wife or this is 100% my girl. I know she's not, whatever. If y'all are
Mhm.
just kind of kicking it, that question comes up very often. Very,
Mhm.
very often. Um, Jarita's like, look, you don't have to be involved. I'm just letting you know. Um, you may not even care. Kanan's like, I do care.
Mhm.
So I think in that moment, he's reflecting like, this is all woven together really well, especially based on what Juke said at the end, right?
Right.
But this takes us back to the last episode. Marvin told him, this is going to stay with you for a minute. You're going to see me in your fucking dreams.
Right.
We could see Rock was clearly shaken up at the loss of Marvin because now she's lost Marvin and Luke. But if you look at Kanan, in that moment, Jarita's telling him this, but he's somewhere else mentally. And I'm 100%, in my belief, he was thinking about Marvin. I believe he was 100% thinking about Marvin.
I don't think it was just Marvin. I think it was just every decision and fucked up decision that he's made in general.
And on top of that, now he's supposed to be a father.
Now I'm bringing a new child in the world. That's the time where you start reflecting on stuff like that. So
yeah. And she flat out, I'm keeping it. You don't have to be involved, but I am keeping it. He was able to talk Crystal into having an abortion. Jarita's like, this ain't happening. I'm keeping this baby. You could be involved if you want to. This, that, and the third, but I'm keeping it.
Right.
Bree shows up to take out the white dudes after they turned on him. Gave him up to the cops. Obviously, that's in the trailer. I think we all kind of assumed that's what he was going to do. This is where things get crazy. And this is where the plot starts to form itself. And I'm going to tell you like this, before I go into this, I get it. I don't blame Stefano. I don't blame Pino. And Unique was in that fucking house for a reason too. Look at Patina Miller, dog. That's all I'm saying. Look at Patina Miller, and I totally get it. I get it. So Rock goes to see Pino. Come on, man. Like,
she bad. Don't get me wrong. She's bad. But at some point, men got to look at 90% of every organization has been.
Or the downfall of most men is it's women. Like, I've said this a million times. Nobody needed 24s or 26-inch rims on their car. Like, this is Mary and this is Jesus. This is Jesus. Like, but a lot of this other shit, do I need a Rolex? No, but I like timepieces. So there's a difference. Like, a lot of the shit that men do, they don't need to do. They do it to attract women.
But old boy should have known. Good and damn. You said yourself, you was never that guy. You never got no tail when you would. Yeah, and then she come back over to your crib, and all of a sudden, now I finally get the chick.
Let's let it build. Let's let it build, because I'm wondering who is that Rock is shooting in the trailer. So also Pino informs her that it was Kanan that killed Marvin. And the look of, like, I could be like, at first I could be like, no, Rock knew that. But the look on her face, she was like, who told you that?
Yeah.
When he was like, your son. She didn't know that Kanan did that. She didn't know Kanan did that. She thought that was a hit. Well, they knew the hit was on from Stefano regardless. She just didn't think it was Kanan that was the one that actually pulled off the hit.
Right.
So in that moment, you could see in her face, like, wait, what the fuck are you talking? Who told you that? But Rock being Rock, she's not. It's like in The Godfather when they meet with Sollozzo and Don Corleone is like, I can't be fucking with drugs. And he's like, I'll guarantee your return on your investment. And then Sonny spoke up and everybody in the room knew Sonny made a mistake. And they was like, oh, fuck. And the minute Sollozzo walked out, the Don was like, Santino, get over here now. Rock is very much of that ilk. Like, don't let them know what you're thinking. So in that moment, she wanted to be really, really fucked up. And she was, but she had to hold that internally. She had to hold that in. She did not know Kanan was the one that clipped Marvin. No. She asked Pino to watch her back with Stefano. Rock tells Pino that Stefano wanted to fuck her, and she wasn't with it. Pino then tells us he and Stefano grew up together. He was on 187th. Stefano was on 188th. His first kiss, he was in love with her, and a week later, she was with Stefano. And then Pino was, like, what I'm saying? I get it. I see what he sees in you, which, again, we all see what the fuck anybody would see in Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, Howard was, think about it like this. Howard was a fucking cop, and Rock was an underage girl. And Howard knew what kind of shit he can get into. And he was like, yeah, but I got to have it. That snappy, nappy dugout. That snappy, nappy dugout.
Damn.
He had to have it. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it took place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Pino flat out told Rock, enjoy the time you have left because it ain't much. She knew the hit was coming. She knew. And Marvin's already down. We know this is coming. This is where things get interesting. So I want to go on record as saying the letter that I read on last week's episode was not real. I had it on good faith that was apparently the letter that Marvin put in the briefcase. Whoever wrote that, shout out to you because you had me fooled.
Yeah.
That was not the letter, because when the trailer, when Rock is with, not Rock, Juke is with Flossie, I was like, why is Juke over at Flossie's place? This doesn't make sense. So Marvin in the letter told her that Flossie was one of the only people he could trust and to go to Flossie if she needed anything. And then this is where things come together. Juke asked Flossie if she knows who killed Marvin. Juke believed he was gunned down over the business, which technically we'll say 75% it was a business decision because the call came from Stefano. 25% was the fact that Marvin beat the shit out of Kanan, or say 60-40.
I would say 60-40.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And that's why, but because Kanan initially wanted to take Rock out. And he was like, I ain't really got no beef with my uncle. And Breeze was like, after he slapped you around like that, I figured that he was like, it'd be harder for you to take your moms out. Which, when you look back at it and what we know about everything, Breeze is a lot smarter. Breeze is smarter than we give him credit for.
I think so. Yeah.
Which I would say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in the end, Breeze knew it was going to be hard for Kanan to take Rock out, and that's how we got into the situation. So I would say Breeze is. That makes me think back to when Tariq and Kanan are having a conversation, and he's like, Breeze was strong, but he wasn't smart. I would venture that he's not a rocket scientist, but he was a lot smarter than Kanan gave him credit for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Flossie tells Juke that Kanan came over to her home with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, wait, Kanan, what the fuck? And then she was like, are you saying Kanan put my father down? And Flossie's like, no, I'm not saying that. And she's like, he did it. And then Flossie's like, that's what I heard. So my question is this. Well, Flossie's connected, so I could see why she would get that. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because she has ties to Stefano. Okay, so I could see how she would basically know in the same vein that Pino would know that it was Kanan that put Marvin down.
Yeah.
But she did say she assumed it was him. She had no firsthand knowledge that it was him.
She knew. She just didn't want to tell Juke that straight out.
She didn't want to tell Juke 100%. You don't want to tell somebody, like, it's hard enough telling somebody your family's gone, but then tell them that it was another member in your family that's responsible for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I could definitely see that. Kanan and Breeze at the shop. Breeze tells Kanan that the white guys have been retired. They won't be collecting any pension or insurance or anything like that. Kanan asks who took out Snaps and Pop. Breeze don't know. Breeze brings up Marvin. And he does tell him that just because Snaps and Pops are gone doesn't mean that the hit on Rock is done. That came from above. That came from Stefano.
Right.
It's kind of a shame that that Kanan never finds out who put down Snaps and Pop.
Yeah.
And I know me and you talked about this when you texted me.
That was one of my things.
So then this is where I was wrong, but I was on the right track for a second. Rock sitting with the feds talking about a deal. Rock says she wants full immunity and witness protection to cooperate, which I have in my notes. I called it. And she wanted the same deal for Kanan as well.
I really thought that she was going to go down that road. Like, I was like,
I told y'all she was. They could not have made her a snitch.
Well, hold on. Right. You're right.
They had me thinking.
She was thinking about it. So we'll get to that. So then Juke is sitting with Detective Garcia. Garcia asks who killed Marvin. Juke says, I don't know. He then asked about Ishmael and whatever Pop's name is. And she was like, who was that? And he was like, Snaps and Pop. And Juke was like, I don't know. I guess they got what they deserved. And Garcia was like, look, I told you as long as you stay out of my hair, I'll leave you alone, but don't do something you're going to regret. She was like, it's too late. At this point, Juke already has it in her head that she's going to kill Kanan.
Yeah.
That was her MO. So from that point on, I'm on high alert for the rest of the episode. Especially like we saw the one where Stefano made the call for old boy to get clipped in the drive-thru and shit like that. And like all this shit, I'm just like, when we get to him, I'll tell you specifically, I'm just like, where Rock is driving around, I'm like, they gonna clip her right now. There were times. Back to the feds. Rock says she has enough on Stefano and Pino to burn things down to the ground. Again, she was with this. 100%. She was with it. So then we get to Snaps and Pop Services. Rest in peace to my guy. I can't think of his name right now. He was the guy that was officiating Snaps and Pop Services. He was on The Wire. He was Ern's father on Atlanta. In The Wire, he was like, like that guy. So that was actually his last performance because he passed away back in December. And we didn't know until he showed up like, wait a minute, that's my guy. Like, yeah, he passed away back in December. This was the last thing he apparently filmed. So shout out to him. Stefano was in attendance talking to Lump. That's the character's name. Lump is a friend of Early Tyler, which I thought was very interesting. I thought there was going to be more to this because they showed early in the trailer, right? Show where Marvin ran in and shot him and all that stuff. So I thought there was going to be more to this. And it was just dude telling Stefano to go fuck himself. I really thought there was going to be more to that. When they showed like the recap, because we're going all the way back to like toward the end of last season, I was like, why do we bring this up? If this is the payoff, this is a weak payoff. It just didn't make any sense. Stefano tells Lump that it was Marvin that took Early. He was like, I know who it was who took Early out. And from what I understand, he just got his. So, you could rest easy or whatever. And Lump told Stefano that he's a fucking demon. They were breaking the action. The fashion police showed up. Just like I told you, Breeze looked fucking terrible in that fucking Burberry fit. Why was this nigga head to toe in a wine red leather suit? What the fuck was that?
Yeah, I don't know. That shit was crazy.
That outfit was absolutely egregious. I follow this Instagram account and it's they have a collection of like vintage stuff. This is the actual people who supplied them with most of Kanan, Juke, and Fame's wardrobe for like them old North Face jackets, that polo coat that Juke wore in the first season. They supplied them with all those pieces. They needed somebody better for the old heads because Snaps had on like a bunch of Coogee sweaters and shit, like shit that Biggie wore like when he first started coming up, like right after Life After Death and all that. But they had that man in a full length wine red, like a Merlot red leather suit. And I'm like, bro, that is the nastiest old head fit that I've seen in some fucking time. That suit was absolutely fucking egregious. I just have to say that. Now, back to business. We flash over to Juke alone at the bar. And the crazy thing, I didn't think about this the first time I watched it. Juke even going into the bar to work is crazy considering nobody. That's it.
Yeah.
She's the last one to walk into that bar as a member of that family. It became Lulu's safe haven after the studio got shot up. Then Lulu was gone, and then Marvin and Rock started moving weight out of there, and then Juke joined them. Nobody else. So it was very interesting to me that Juke even went to the bar. I don't know if she was looking for some sense of normalcy or something, like trying to keep yourself busy so you don't think about the death of a loved one and stuff like that. But her going there was strange to me, especially and somebody was like, well, it's a plot device for her to get the gun. Marvin had several joints at the crib.
Yeah, she had
exactly.
plenty.
Yeah, because Juke came downstairs and Marvin was, what you doing? I'm just counting them. You counting your gats?
Well, clearly she had a gun. She already had killed Snaps and Pops.
Right.
Thank you. She sure in the fuck did. So that scene again is strange to me because it's a plot device, but it's a weak plot device because, as Sterl said, we know she had a pistol because she took out Snaps and Pop, and Marvin had several joints around the crib. I know
Old
Marvin
girl
had
came
one,
over there and sat on the pistol on the
sat
couch.
on one, yeah,
Yeah.
and we know how Marvin got down. When Kanan pulled up on him, Marvin had a joint on him, but Kanan he had the drop on him because Marvin thought it was the Reverend coming back in. Kanan had the drop on him at that point.
Yeah.
Back to Snaps and Pop service. Pino shows up to tell Stefano that the hit on Rock is sanctioned. Pino had the judge. Now we find out that the judge that got the bad dope was in Pino's pocket, so he's pissed off about that. And the situation, the hit on Hafiz, homeboy or whatever, he was just like, yo, at this point, take her out of our misery. Stefano tells Pino that he tried to fuck Rock and she resisted. And again, Pino's like, put her out of our misery, do us both a favor. I've never been one to sit around. I don't know, man. They were so cavalier about talking about the fact, like, yeah, that's a badass black bitch, boy. I sure wish I could have fucked her. They essentially, oh my mama, is that not what they were saying, bro?
That was exactly what they were saying.
They had an infatuation with. You got to think it was looked down upon at that time for them to even fraternize and shit with different races. So yeah, boys being boys.
Black women. Robert De Niro's wife is black. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was just a funny conversation. So the feds show up to Kanan's apartment, tell him that Rock is putting together a deal to grant both of them immunity.
Yeah.
They know Kanan was involved in the pill business. They tell him that the two white boys were killed. Kanan says, I don't fuck with white boys. Because they were like, it happened in Hempstead, right? And he was like, I don't fuck with nobody in Long Island. And he was like, and I definitely don't fuck with no white boys. And they was like, I didn't say they were white. And he was like, well, I forgot what their names were, but he was like, ain't no niggas named that. You know what I'm saying? Bilotti. He was like, I don't know no niggas named Bilotti. It's an Italian name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The feds, tell Kanan again, your mother loves you. I encourage you to take this deal. If you don't, your mother will be dead in a week. If your mother doesn't take this deal, she's going to be dead in a week. At that moment, if Kanan had taken the deal, which we knew he wasn't because we have the OG power. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when the first time people watch Star Wars with me and they watch the prequel and they're like, well, what happens? They're like, you know what happens? I was like, everybody does because they made the other movies before they made these.
Yeah.
That's why this is called a prequel. You know what I'm saying? We all know what happens. You're just now being privy to the information. Of course, I know what the fuck happened. But I knew Kanan wasn't going to take the deal. We all knew that.
Yeah.
We all knew that. Rock goes to meet with Flossie. Rock asks Flossie to organize a sit down with Stefano. So this is the funniest part. When she was like, she brought up Marvin and Rock was like, look, white bitches love Marvin because they consider him a joke. But when they meet me, they realize I'm not no motherfucking joke and I'm not one to be played with. Marvin was the heart of the show. And the whole time, at the very beginning, I was like, is Marvin gonna fuck Flossie? But she really just wanted good conversation.
Yeah.
And it was good for Marvin to have that because when I go back and analyze and think about all of it afterwards, Marvin always needed somebody to talk to. It was the anger management teacher, anger management therapist, and then the guy that he met at anger management who was undercover. And then essentially Flossie just replaced them. That's all that it was. Yeah. And shout out to Sasha Penn because in the moment, I'm not realizing what he's doing. But what he was doing, he was having Marvin bare his soul to us the whole time. That's why at this point, we all look back after that episode aired. Everybody's like, rest in peace, Uncle Marvin. This is some bullshit. I can't believe they did you like this. You had people on there being like, Marvin ain't dead. This is all a dream. He's dreaming about himself in the coffin. Like they were like, you saw him in bed
Same.
in his pajamas. He ain't dead. He dreaming about himself, this, that, and the third. It's like, bro, he's gone. He's
Yeah.
gone. But again, anger management helped Marvin become a better person, which helped him fix his relationship with Juke. And then his relationship with the white guy, he took on a surrogate role to the little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then Flossie became the last extension of that. And that's why, going back to what I said, we know Marvin kept a joint on him. We know he
Yeah.
did. Kanan got the drop on him. When Marvin stood up to light that cigarette, he could have easily tried to pull. Kanan still would have probably got the best of him because we saw Snaps try to pull on Juke and she wasn't having it. She gave that nigga one real quick and then took Pops out and then gave them both extra shots for good measure.
Yeah.
Marvin didn't fight it. He was at peace. Marvin was only worried about Juke and her future.
He wasn't going to fight it anyway. He knew it was coming. That's why he clearly was there to give that briefcase to the
And he knew it was over because he kept trying to tell Rock, like, yo, at some point we can just go. When he told her outside of Flossie's apartment, Pop's been gone, Mom's gone, Lulu gone. It's just me and you at this point.
Right.
And then when they went to kill old boy, how many wars you gonna start, Rock? As many as it takes. And then the whole of this, you done bury you now. Both your brothers gone, your mom's gone, your son don't fuck with you, and you still out here looking for a connect. You still out here looking for like I love Rock, but she is one of the most flawed characters. In like she is Rock's comp.
She's out to make money.
Who's Rock's comp?
Ghost. Is Ghost.
I say it's Tommy. No, Ghost wanted out. Tommy still wanted to hustle.
Tommy still wanted to hustle, but Tommy wasn't nowhere near smart. Rock was smart, and she was running away from it. Ghost, true enough, wasn't running away from it, but he always kept getting brought back in. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In terms of the life itself, Ghost knew. And Tasha's the dumbest person in the, like, some people give Tasha credit because when Kanan took out Marvin, everybody was like, you know what? We owe Tasha an apology. And I was like, for what? They was like, because Tasha told Ghost, good, you should have took Kanan ass out years ago, like I told you. And when Ghost and Kanan was riding to go get Tariq from Juke, he was like, well, you did this, that. He was like, you my brother, Kay. It was either kill you or send you to jail. And I was not going to kill you. In my opinion, Rock's comp, as far as the game itself, is Tommy. They love the hustle. Ghost told him, yo, man, we legit now, Tommy. We got this club. That's your club, nigga. All I know how to do is sell weight. Yeah. And what did Rock tell Marvin? I don't give a fuck if it's DEFCON, High Post, Unique, Breeze, just another one of these niggas. And every nigga that came up in front of me, I took him down. She loved the hustle. Mm-hmm. And Marvin said, in the beginning, we loved the hustle because we got street cred, we had money and everything. But at this point, is it really worth it?
Right.
Bodies pile up in the game. When those bodies start becoming the same people you share your last name with, do you have to start thinking, Tasha still wanted to sell dope after Raina got killed. You had to bury your child and you still want to sell dope? Right. Ghost knew that at the very beginning of Power, Ghost wanted out. That was the whole reason for Truth. And truth be told, that was a signal, and that's why the club was named Truth. When he saw Angela, he saw his white light and his way out of the game. He, like, what did he call Tasha? A half smart chicken head or some shit like that? When he poked her in the head, and he could poke the shit out of her.
Ghost was a motherfucker, boy.
Ghost was a fucking fool, dog. That poke is hilarious. So, yeah, I have Tommy being Rock's comp. I have Tommy being Rock's comp, man. Shout out to Tommy. Kanan tells Breeze they should give Rock a pass, let her leave New York and never come back. At this point, I was like, this is where shit is going to change. So now we're going to see the heart that Kanan has. But also I saw when Breeze told him he killed the white dudes and Kanan he was like, yo, just because they gone don't mean that hit is off on your moms. That call came from the top. And Kanan, he tried to fake, excuse me, like he didn't give a fuck about it, but you could tell the way that he looked at Breeze in the moment. It's like, yo, he's not with this dog. He
Right.
and my mom, I'm like, yo, I don't think he wants Rock dead. Kanan is an asshole, but he's a teenager, and we all were teenagers and mad at our parents and thought that they were trying to stop whatever progress we had. Like, yo, you
Yeah.
holding me back? Yeah, this, that, and the third. This curfew is some bullshit. And now we're all parents, and we looking at our kids like, I know what's best for you because I created you. And like, I'm sure you and Sean had moments. I'm sure, like, me and you have had conversations about, you know, you and Vinny having moments, and now Bella's getting to that age. Kennedy hasn't done that yet. But my daughter still sleeps with stuffed animals, so like, you know, great. But there's gonna come a time, and I'm gonna have to tell her, like, I don't care. I'm your dad. I know what's best for you. I don't know if Kanan realized that Rock knew what's best for him because Rock has a fucked up way of dealing with things. But Kanan never lost the love for his mother, and we'll get to that in a second. But
Yeah.
at that time, I'm just like, yo, he's not 100% all with this. Because to be honest with you, when you do a hit, and if it's multiple people involved, it's supposed to be like this. If you watch The Godfather, Michael is at the christening and all the hits are being carried out at the same time. If you watch The Sopranos, when Phil sends his crew against Tony and them, they get Sil at the Bada Bing, the strip club. At the same time, Bobby's being hit at the toy train store, and they couldn't find Tony. Sil ended up in a coma. Bobby was dead. You wanted, like, what is his fucking name? Bunchy or some shit like that. He was like, 3 hits all at the same time. We don't want it to go beyond 24 hours. If they were serious, if Kanan was serious about taking out Rock, he should have let Breeze do Marvin, and Kanan should have taken out Rock at the same time. Those hits were supposed to be simultaneous. Wherever you at on this side of town, taking that person out, the other person's supposed to be taking the other person out. It's supposed to happen like that. And that's why I know Stefano, I had a feeling Stefano was not going to have Rock killed because generally the Italians have their own take care of it. Now, his reason for having Breeze and Kanan do it was to let them know who was in charge.
Yeah.
That's what I get from that.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it like when you're in the mafia, which Stefano and Pino and them clearly were, and the other dude too, you get your cousins from the other side of the, from Italy to fly in, pop, get back on the plane. So yeah, where's that? I'm sorry. Kanan wants Breeze to, we should give Rock a pass. Breeze says, I thought you were good to go. Kanan says there could be another option. Again, Breeze lets him know the hit came from Stefano. This is non-negotiable. This has to happen.
Right.
The feds agree to Rock's terms, but they tell her that Kanan does not want to be a part of this. And then Rock woke up, like Sterl said. They would not allow her to go out. They were not going to allow her to go out as a snitch. Rock says Kanan wasn't raised to be a snitch, and now she was conflicted. She was like, and neither the fuck was I. I don't know why the fuck I'm here. Turns down the deal, says to the FBI, kiss my ass. I ain't going out like that. At that point, her death certificate was written out, right?
Yeah.
We knew it. This is the interesting part. So we talked about this weeks ago. The mother of the kid who played young Tommy let it be known that he was going to be in the last episode of the season. We all said there's no way you can have Tommy without having Ghost appear. Sterl texts me, and he's 100% right. Tell everybody what you told me, Sterl.
They got some random ass motherfuckers to play these people. First of all, Ghost is damn near Amy's color.
Thank you. Not even damn near. He might be exactly her color.
And this kid is damn near my color. That's playing Ghost. So I'm like, wait a minute.
Power Origins.
And then when you look at Power Origins, he ain't
he's
too
two
far
shades
off.
too dark.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute,
How the
dog.
fuck they thought this thing? So they're telling us Ghost have vitiligo? Is that what you're telling us?
Something.
How did this nigga get shades lighter, brother? That's not how melanin works. That's not how the sun works. I'm sorry. That's just science.
Yeah, so that was weird to me. They had a much smaller word. They had a much
That was
smaller
fan
role than what I
service.
thought it was. But it is what
That
it
was
is.
fan service. That was 100% fan service. It was not needed. It was not needed at all. Having young Tommy and young Ghost show up for 2 seconds, because motherfuckers was like, hold the fuck up. Like, if you just go on Threads, the conversation, Threads has just been raising Kanan since the end of the finale. Like, shout out to everybody on Threads and Twitter talking about it. It's been so, like, that lets you know. And also on TikTok, shout out to everybody over there talking about it. This show is beloved. I've seen people say this is the best spinoff of any television show. And somebody was like, you bugging. I'm like, and somebody was like, you think Better Call Saul is better than Raising Kanan? I was not into Breaking Bad, so I didn't watch Better Call Saul either. But Raising Kanan is hard to fucking beat, dog. This is the best power spinoff for sure.
For sure.
This is, and I got it eerily. It's like I have OG power only slightly ahead of it. Like Raising Kanan is like if this is OG power, Raising Kanan's like right here on its fucking heels, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it is the best spinoff. But that was fan service. That was fan service, and it wasn't necessary because we got Tommy and Ghost in the next iteration. Like, why do we have to do this?
And it's a big ass time jump, so it ain't like they showing the beginning of it. And I also meant to. I was looking at something, and it was a timeline of all of them meeting. I meant to screenshot it, but I lost it. So, and this is directly from one of the writers of Power. So apparently, from the time of Ghost and Tommy being brought on by Kanan, before Ghost kills Breeze, they only knew each other 1 year.
1 year. That's what they say. Because, okay, so if you go back to the OG Power, when they had that post-credit scene, which they've done again here, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
When they came out of high school, they said it was 1996. And he was like, come on, we got to go move this weight for Kanan. He says he's going to introduce us to Breeze. That was 96. Breeze got killed in 97. Yeah. So Ghost didn't like that nigga from day one, is what it seems like to me. So, right. And they say Sean was born in 95. So him calling Ghost Uncle G makes total sense. It makes total sense. If they sent Kanan to jail in 04, is what they're saying, because he was in there for 10 years, and the OG Power starts in 2014. So yeah. So he's not his uncle by blood, but he basically was that nigga's uncle. Right. But people were like, yo, and even Kanan said it, like, how old is you? Like, nah, come back when y'all not fucking with Happy Meals. Right. Those kids, and I know, like, one day your kid is your kid, and then you look at them 2 days later, like, yo, when the fuck did you get so tall? Like, your voice changed, this, that, and the third. It happens. It does happen. Look at those fucking kids from Stranger Things. At the end of the first season, we saw those kids like, yo, fucking holy shit, growth spurt.
Yeah.
Could it happen they said that's 93. So the timeline is off a little bit. If Jarita was pregnant, they said it ends in December of 93. So if Jarita's pregnant, then Sean is born sometime 94. He couldn't have been born in 95.
Right.
And they met in 96, and then they killed Breeze in 97. So the only thing that they seem to have wrong is the year Sean was born. But I don't know. Could they have grown into those same kids we saw at the first post-credit scene? Sure. Because there is a story in a magazine where Brian had a sleepover with some friends, and he went to bed and he was 6'3" or something. They woke up the next morning. It was like, yo, nigga, you grew overnight. And Brian was like 6'6" when he woke up the next morning. That's why when they always say when you say your kid is like, yo, they're sleeping a lot, and they're like, they're about to hit a growth spurt. That's what that is. So is it possible? Yes. But people were like, yo, you telling me these two little niggas are Tommy and Ghost? They were like, how? And everybody's like, this doesn't make sense. And everybody's like, no, Kanan is like 7 or 8 years older than them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then Kanan is 19 at this point? Because we always
18,
knew,
19,
I knew Juke was at least a year older, and we got confirmation of that later on. And then I Googled a couple of weeks ago, and they were like, Juke did graduate high school Kanan didn't.
Kanan
And
didn't. Yeah.
Famous,
Oh, okay.
Kanan and Famous did not graduate. Juke did. She graduated.
Okay.
So we always knew she was a little older, but we get confirmation later on.
Yeah.
Juke at the funeral home, viewing Marvin's body. Mortician is finished. Juke put that sucker in his jacket pocket. I was like, God damn, dog. And
Yeah.
that, because that reminds you of Marvin in season 1 with the sucker
Mhm.
in his mouth. Marvin had that sucker in his mouth when he was letting the thing go on breathe on Unique and shit.
Yeah.
So that was a nice callback. But that was like, I'm like, for all you idiots who think that this is a dream, Marvin is gone. This is
Yeah.
your confirmation. And then when Rock went out to the cemetery, which is crazy, I don't know if that was just a temporary headstone, because they father had a regular size one, they mother had a regular size one, Lulu
Lulu
had a
had
regular size.
one.
So
Yeah, I was thinking the
this
same
has
thing.
to,
I was like, how does Marvin not have a headstone? I was a little
it's got to be
confused.
temporary.
It's temporary because when you first have the
ground
original
is not hard enough. Yeah.
to hold the tombstone, the actual
Yeah.
stone, so you get a temporary one, and then it's like 3-4 weeks later you get the real one.
Okay.
I thought it was like 6 months or something like that. 6 weeks or 6 months or something like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so that's temporary. And then Rock is sitting there reflecting. And I think in that moment, I'm going to be honest with you, there's no dialogue. So that shot may have taken them all of 5 minutes, honestly. Like a little tip for y'all, I've said this many times, like you could be on set for 12 hours and that may translate to maybe 2 minutes of actual film in the finished product. But because there's no dialogue, that's just one shot. No dialogue. Right. But in my head, I'm thinking Rock is looking down, your father, your mother, both your brothers. And she's reflecting. And I think in that moment, Rock was like, maybe I went too far. Maybe I fucked up.
Yeah.
That's what prompted her to
I
have the conversation later with Kanan.
Kane, yeah. I think 100%, which we'll never find out because Snaps and Pops got put down. I think Snaps and Pops had DEFCON got killed in jail. I think Snaps and Pops were behind that. I don't know why they told Breeze that Rock was the one that actually clipped him. That doesn't make sense. DEFCON died in jail, if I remember correctly. Well, I'll have to go back and check, but yeah, she was reflecting. And like you said, that's what made her have that conversation with Kanan. Speaking of Kanan, he goes to see Stefano. Stefano asks why he changed his mind on Rock. Kanan says he has a lot on his head, not just Marvin, but he doesn't feel the same. Stefano says Rock insulted him and it can't go unanswered. Kanan says she just parted up with some other nigga. It happens all the time. And that's why I put in parentheses, Kanan does love Rock.
Yeah.
And then Stefano says, Kanan was like, that happens all the time. Stefano says, not to me. A lot of like men have ego and pride. Italian men, like what Eddie Murphy say, all right, Rocco, like, because Rocky beats some niggas up. You think you would just put hands on niggas. That is not how it goes, brother. Italian men have crazy, crazy pride. So this is proof of that. Something changed in him starting with Marvin. He doesn't feel the same anymore about one Rock gone. Stefano would consider letting Rock live for a favor. So then I'm just like, okay, so what the fuck is this favor? And then I got to thinking of the trailer. Rock shoots somebody. So who is it that she takes out? Kanan heads to his car. What, a block down, we see Juke.
Yeah.
And Juke is tailing him. And at this point, this is where I'm on high alert. I'm like, I know Kanan's not going to get killed for obvious reasons. And that's at that very moment, I'm thinking, what if Juke is the one that takes Rock out?
And
What
you
if
said
that's
that
how Rock is going?
in the last episode, didn't you? Or was that that was
Sterl
Sterl?
said that.
Sterl said that.
Sterl
yeah.
said that. I had Rock going into the feds.
Yeah.
The minute Rock and her lawyer showed up at the feds, I was like, what if Rock goes into Witset? Sterl was like, no, Juke is gonna kill Rock.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I'm just like, what if it's a shot that's meant for Kanan, but it hits Rock instead? Tommy shooting at Angela. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I'm on high alert. My anxiety's through the fucking roof. So Kanan and Rock meet up outside Jamaica Coliseum.
Yeah.
Kanan asks Rock if you can trust me enough to meet at the crib. Rock says, hell no, I need witnesses. Kanan apologized for Marvin. Rock brings up the Fed. Kanan says, that ain't me. Rock says, me neither. I got shook for a minute and lost my head. Rock says, whoever wanted can come get it. That's including you too, Kanan. Like, even in that moment, Rock is motherfucking Rock, dog. Like, neither one of them wanted to budge. Somebody had to give in. And shout out to Patina and shout out to Makai. That is some of the best acting done in the series. And not for nothing, shout out to Haley. Juke on her creep shit. Juke looked creepy as a motherfucker down the block.
Yeah, she was clocked the fuck out. Yeah.
Bro. And that moment when I saw, like, so we'll get to it in a second.
While they were talking though, like, do you think Kanan actually forgave Rock, or do you think he just like understands her better now?
No, he forgave her.
He forgave her for sure.
He didn't want her to. Yeah, he didn't want her to go.
Here's the thing. If Sean had been born before this took place and Kanan was a father, then I think he would understand. Rock made some fucked up choices, but we've been told by multiple people, you did all of it. Juke told Rock in the diner, I was always there on Rock, but you didn't notice me unless I was standing next to Kanan. Marvin told her, you ain't got no problem killing everybody else, kids, but when it come to Kanan, he's off limits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I don't even really think it was about understanding. He knew that there was a chink in his mom's armor. Once the feds came and told him that she was going to roll, that's what clicked in his mind. Like, I gotta try to help her. She's done all this shit to help me. I got to get her out of here. That's why he kept saying, go talk to Stefano. Go talk to Stefano.
That powerful acting. So,
yeah.
Kanan says he doesn't want that, and that's why he reached out. Kanan tells Rock that Stefano will let her go, but she has to do something for him. I put in parentheses, we still don't know what that is. Juke watching in the back, emotional moment for Kanan and Rock. Kanan keeps telling Rock, talk to Stefano. Rock blames herself, but she can't forgive Kanan for taking Marvin and Lou out. And that part was very powerful. Like, you took my brothers from me. That part I got choked up. I was like, hey, bro, we got to start talking gangster to each other because I can't fucking do this. When she was like, you took my brothers from me, that shit hit me. I was like, nigga, like, what the fuck? Like, they killed it the whole 5 seasons. Make no mistake about it. But I'm talking about they saved they absolute best fastballs for that scene. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, no, tell him he ain't shit. Tell him he ain't shit. Tell him fuck DEFCON. Tell him fuck Howard. Tell him something. You got to get off of this. We got to stop this. Because I'm like, yo, the fuck is this? What is this residue coming from my eyes? What the fuck? Yeah. Then Rock start tearing up. I'm like, you can see Kanan. I'm like, yo, we can't do this, bro. We cannot do this. Y'all have got Rock. Bring that thug out. Kanan, be the hardest nigga from Jamaica, Queens. Y'all got to do something. This ain't it right here. She takes blame for raising him and making him the way he is and putting him in the game. Rock told him, I loved you the best way I knew how. And that's powerful. I remember somebody that I was involved with, they were like, no, I will never say that you didn't love me. You loved me the best way that you knew how. And I was like, okay, that's something I can appreciate. Then go talk to Stefano. He says, if you love me like you say you do, go talk to Stefano. Then Rock hit him with the, you love me, Kanan? I'm like, bro, what the fuck is y'all doing over here, bro? Like, y'all really trying to hurt people's feelings. That shit was emotional as fuck.
Yeah.
Super. He was like, you my mother. That ain't what I asked you, nigga. I asked you a very, like, what the fuck? He was like, no matter how fucked up you are, I always want you to be better, but you keep letting me down. That shit. Yo, Sasha Penn, I don't know if Penn is your last name for real, but you definitely pinned the fuck out of this episode. That was something. You keep letting me down. I want you to be better, but you keep letting me down. I'm like, damn, bro. These motherfuckers out here serving a sermon while niggas in here shopping for North Face and shit. Like, it's a nigga right there buying some butters, some construction Timbs, and a North Face, and y'all out here having church.
Right.
What am I supposed to do with this, Kanan and Rock? Y'all got me all emotional and shit. You got me all in my feels, my brother. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Your last name may not.
So are we all in agreement here that Jukebox, like, she was going to go kill Kanan, but seeing them together,
she
I
told
think
him.
that's
She
what
told
got
him.
her. Okay, she did. Okay. I don't remember that part.
That. Yeah. So, the person, it's Kanan. This he said was very deep and profound. The person who takes your pride is the one you want to make proud. You always want to make your parents proud. I'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was like 3. She was 3. And Kennedy used to like survive off of chicken nuggets, like from McDonald's. So I went to get her chicken nuggets and we're sitting there. And it's November. It's early November because the PlayStation 4 Pro had came out that week and the Nintendo Mini. Because I remember I just got both of them. And she was like, "Look, Daddy." I was like, "What?" And I turned to the left and she had taken the peel off of her. She ate her chicken nuggets with honey mustard. And she had taken the peel off. Like she would always ask for help, but she did it herself this time. And God damn it. Be a thug, be a thug, be a thug. She was like, "Look, Daddy." I was like, "What'd you do?" She was like, "I took it off." And I was like, "Okay, good job." She was like, "I just want you to be proud of me." And I was like, I'm like, "I'm always proud of you." Yo, stop. I'm like, "I'm always proud of you." And in that moment, I was like, "God damn it, Amy. Fuck."
It's so
Sasha
sweet.
Penn, you motherfucker. You know how I feel about my daughter, man. That's my best friend.
Yeah.
When Kanan said that, it was very profound, and I was like, "Yo, do we have to kill them now?" Like, I was really upset. I was like, "We can't do this, dog. Like, this just ain't right." But of course, no story in the Power universe has a happy ending. There's not one.
It's not meant to.
Not a single one. I can't think of a single one. There's no happy endings. Somebody's got to go. Kanan says it's too late. We can't fix all the wrong shit, but maybe we can do this one thing right. It doesn't have to end like this for you. Rock with a very sincere "I'm sorry" and hugs Kanan. And he stood there for a second and then he hugged her back. And when Juke saw that, it was go time on Rock. That was it. And at that moment, I got scared. When I saw Juke's face, I'm like, this is not going to be good.
Right.
Kanan repeats, "Go talk to Stefano." Juke, and I have in my notes, Juke across the street, absolutely fucking disgusting. When Rock got into the Range Rover, they did the wide shot. Did y'all notice that?
Yeah.
I thought Juke was in the back hiding out and was going to shoot her in the back of the head at that moment. I am not lying.
Damn.
I thought Juke was in the... No, dead ass. Because here's the thing. Again, this is my background in film. When you do a wide shot like that, it is to establish for a reason. You want everything to be seen.
Okay.
I kind of thought that in the beginning, but I also knew that she still had to talk to Stefano at some point. They was not going to let that go untouched. So I knew she was going to at least make it to after that.
You're right, but I was scared. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, don't do this, Juke. I thought Juke was in the back of the range about to pluck Rock ass. So I'm like, what the fuck? Then Rock drives around. I was like, okay. When she went, somebody said this on Threads. They were like, when Rock went up to that door and she drove to the old neighborhood, and I thought that they lived next door to each other, but they didn't. Lulu and, was it Marvin and Lulu? They were either next door or across the street, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because Lulu House, they tried to bomb Lulu House in the first season. Somebody was like, when Rock went and knocked on that door to talk to Juke and Juke wasn't there, they were like, I knew Juke was gonna kill her in that moment. This is the funniest part of the whole episode. So Rock goes to talk to Stefano. Well, Breeze is talking to Stefano first, and he's hesitant to turn everything over to him, but because he's looking like, yo, Snaps and Pops is gone, and that's who really was supposed to run this thing, and you were supposed to be you and Kanan were supposed to be the young boys on the street, the next generation, and now you have to be it because Snaps and Pop are gone.
Right.
Rock walked in, and nigga Breeze, how are you, ma'am? Rock was like, fuck you, nigga.
Yes.
Bro, that shit sent me. If you've ever heard Patina Miller talk, she sounds nothing like Rock. Nothing like her.
No, nothing.
She perfected that fucking character. The look on her face, that
She
nigga
was
breathes and
disgusted.
smiled. Bro, fuck you, nigga. I'm like, yo, this is fucking hilarious. That brought me out of it because I was scared as fuck at that moment. Because you mean fucking times I've seen Goodfellas. Tommy thought he was getting made. He walked in the room as blank, and he knew when that door opened and there was nobody in that room, and he said motherfucking, before you knew it, they blew his brains out. So I'm sitting here like, damn, are they gonna do Rock here in the fucking restaurant? Then we get to Kanan at the funeral home viewing Marvin's body, and we saw this in the trailer. You can see the pain in Kanan's face at this point.
Yeah.
Everything has come full fucking circle. I done killed both my fucking uncles. I don't know if my cousin knows this yet. I got a baby on the way. Niggas killed my best friend. Actually, niggas, Snaps and Pops had my best friend, one of my best friends put down, and my mom's had my uncle put my other best friend down. All the weight, every decision that was made by that family is on him as he's staring down at Marvin in that casket.
Yeah.
You could see all the pain. Mekhi Curtis, you gonna kill it in Power Origins because you've already shown us you have the bandwidth. Whenever he's done with that, I want to see what role he takes on next, because if that nigga didn't do one thing in this fucking series, he acted his ass down. Haley Kilgore, another one. She acted her like, again, Patina does not sound like Rock. Haley sounds nothing like Juke. And to take it further, I did some background on her. She was adopted at birth. She doesn't know her birth parents. The people that adopted her are white. She was raised by a white man and a white woman. She sounds nothing like Jukebox. Nothing. When I tell you these motherfuckers, Malcolm Mays, I knew he was already that nigga from Snowfall and some other shit he had done. You know what I'm saying? London Brown was on that show. It was on HBO. It was The Rock, and then they were former football players, Ballers. He was on that. So I'm like, he has some like, but the rest of them, the only other thing I'd seen Patina Miller in was the Sopranos prequel film. They really brought it. I knew Joey Badass could act. The guy that played, of course, Tony Danza, Who's the Boss. I love Who's the Boss. The other guy played Jackie Aprile in The Sopranos. So I knew that they were joining a good cast. But Mekhi, Patina, and Haley, and Uncle Marvin, people say he's the heart of the show. I can't think of one weak performance.
Right.
Because Omar Epps, been that nigga since Juice. Like, it was some deep, deep acting on this show. Stefano tells Rock, you do this for me, and then you go no more than 24 hours. If you stay, you're dead. Do this for me, and you leave New York the next day. Don't ever come back. And Rock knew she didn't have a choice. Stefano says, if you were ugly, you'd already be dead. Like, bitch, you cute. And that's the only reason I'm really even sitting and talking to you. But so at that moment, who thought that Rock might get out? We knew Juke was going to hit her. But for a second, did you think for a second Rock might get out?
I really thought so. I really did.
Didn't. I knew Juke
wasn't.
Juke, if there was no way, like I said, for you to get the transition from Juke then to Juke later, Rock had to die. It had to be done.
It had to be a monster moment. Everybody, for 5 seasons, we like, what made Juke become Juke? Let's just break it down, because people was like, somebody was like, it don't make no sense, Juke killing Rock. And I'm like, it makes total sense.
Yeah,
it makes total sense. And they're like, how did she become this cold-blooded killer? I was like, well, y'all not watching the same fucking show I was watching.
Clearly.
They were like, but why would she do that to Kanan? Okay, so fuck it. Let's take it back to season 1. Kanan fucks up at the stash house, and what did they put in the dope? They mixed, like, what was it, rat poison or some shit like that? They pumped up the dope.
Yeah.
Kanan had a vial of the shit on him. The police roll up on Kanan while him and Juke talking. Kanan gives Juke the vial. Juke puts it in her bag. Who goes in Juke's bag and gets the vial? Nicole. Nicole smoked that shit, died right there on her bedroom floor. Juke's first love, gone. When Marvin found the tape and found out that Juke was a lesbian, he tore her fucking room up. She went to Rock House. Juke's not fucking with Marvin. But everybody know Juke can sing. That's how she got the name Jukebox.
Right.
What happened? Lulu put her in the fucking studio. Lou believed in her. Put her on the track with Famous. Lou plays the track for Marvin, and Marvin's like, damn, that's Juke. Damn, she got talent. And Lulu was like, nigga, she always been talented.
Yeah.
So Lulu believed in her. Kanan takes out Lulu. Famous gets taken down. Now, even though Famous and fucking Juke used to annoy the fuck out each other, that's still your homie.
Yeah.
Juke's mother comes back in her life. Actually, Juke sought out her mother. Mother comes back in her life. Mama got her in the church. Mama can feel like, I think she a lesbian. I'm going to get her with this boy. Then the motherfuckers tied Juke to the chair and beat her in the church to try to beat the lesbian out of her.
Right.
Bring all that shit, put it in one pot. You start to what they call it, the roux. You making the roux for your gumbo and shit like that.
Yeah.
You need the meat. Gotta have some meat in your gumbo. And what's the meat? This nigga done killed your motherfucking father. Juke was 100% justified. The three biggest losses in her life, Nicole, Lulu, and her father, are all attributed to Kanan. Nicole shouldn't have smoked that rock. Let's be real. But where did the fucked up rock come from? It came from
and that
Kanan.
ain't even her losing Famous. She had a bunch of arguments with Fame and all of that, but she fucked with him. He was part of her crew. They grew up together. So yeah.
That's why that last conversation with them before Kanan takes out Marvin and Juke does whatever happened in the pizza parlor. That was to give that crew closure. That was for closure. So this is where Rock is at the cemetery looking at her parents' graves and the spot for Marvin's grave. Rock goes to see Juke. Juke doesn't answer. Rock leaves. And in my notes, I'm like, I'm nervous. I feel like Juke was in the back of Rock's range and was going to shoot her. Rock goes around the corner to the old house, ponders for a moment. I'm still nervous thinking Juke can pop out any time because Juke is the only one that still lives in the neighborhood at this time.
Yeah.
Breeze and Kanan at the pawn shop. Breeze tells Kanan Rock might get a pass after all and says he would do the same for his mother. It's funny him saying might. It's like, Breeze, you were right there at the fucking meeting, bro. You were right there. Rock shows up to the Baldwin Hotel, to Pino's hotel room. Pino opens the door. It looks like I'm going to get the girl after all. So this is that's when I was like, oh, this is the favorite Stefano wanted. I thought back to the trailer, Rock with the pistol, with the silencer. Yeah. Rock takes Pino out. Shout out my guy, Joey Pants, another memorable performance, man. What hasn't he done? The Sopranos. He was Captain Howard in Bad Boys. Joey P is the man.
He was a goddamn
Here's where shit
dummy.
gets fucked up. You shut the fuck up. You're you and you're him, but you're not you. You're him. What you talking about? I did my therapy. Captain Howard made me do it when I shot all them people at the airport. That is the funniest line in Bad Boys history. When I shot all them people at the airport, Will Smith said that shit and acted like it was no big deal. I was like, wait, this nigga said what? But shout out to Joe Pantoliano, Joey Pants, absolute thespian, absolutely phenomenal. Rock's outfit. Y'all got any comments about this? Because somebody put on TikTok, they was like, I knew Rock was dead when they had her in that off-brand ass sweater. They was like, Rock would not be caught in no shit like that. I should have known she was going to die at that moment. And I was like, you know what? This nigga might not be wrong. He might not be wrong.
Yeah, them pants was horrible.
I just thought that she was running off, so she had to get out of there.
She just threw some shit on and was trying to pack all her clothes on.
Mm-hmm. But it did come to mind. I was like, this is not what Rock would have normally wore. What is she doing?
We're not getting regular Rock at this point. We saw the opening shot where she's sitting there thinking about the fact that Marvin is gone and Lulu's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine your whole bloodline Like
Gone.
Kanan and Juke, they are grandchildren of these people. Everybody, like your whole book, like imagine their parents, they grandmother and they grandfather up in heaven, like, all right, well Raquel is still there, and Kaden's there, and Jukebox is there, and then pop. All right, well, here come Raquel. I hate to laugh, but like, look, come on up. That's fucking crazy. Your whole bloodline wiped out, save for two people. That still blows my fucking mind, dog. Like,
I sent a picture to the group chat. When you look at that and how they intertwined, how all of them were supposed to kill each other, all the way to the grandma, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that is insane. So Rock is at home, packing Louis duffels full of clothes and cash. Now I got some nits to pick right here, because I thought about this when I watched it the second time. When Juke showed up after she took out Snaps and Pop, dude came in the house and was like, "Your niece is here." Just roll with me real quick, right? When they took over, when old girl husband was beating her ass and they took over her store, was that season 1 or season 2?
2.
Yeah.
And Rock, she cased the joint out. She's like, all right, we're going to put reinforced steel doors here, cameras, the whole 9. Remember, Juke mother got shot on Rock's porch when they was coming to take Rock out. Stefano sent the motherfuckers up in there, or it wasn't Stefano, it was the other dude, the other Italian, sent the motherfuckers in there when her and Neek was eating ice cream at the counter.
Yeah.
Rock is one of the biggest drug dealers in Southside Jamaica, Queens. And let me tell you something. When they say Queens get the money, they really mean Queens get the money. And the amount of dope that came out of Queens at that time, 40 and the Baisleys, the Supreme team, like the amount of dope that, like, when they had 40s and the Baisleys, they had fucking wire fences and doors, reinforced steel, and monitors. They had a chute that went from one fucking stove to the floor below to send the dope down. They were organized. They was CMB before CMB was a thing. How did you get in that fucking house, man? Where was Rock's security?
Well, she probably didn't have any anymore, remember? Because she lost everything.
She lost everything. She lost all the soldiers. They got all killed. She had to kill the main security guard that saw.
She killed him after Lulu. But remember, there was still one last week. When Juke showed up, dude came in and was like, your niece is here. And then she came in and Juke was like, I know you didn't kill Famous. That's just last week's episode. So my nit is this.
But he's probably relieved because she's about to get up out of town.
She's about to get out the game. I give you that. Juke had a key to Rock's house?
Juke used to live there.
If she broke it. No, not at that house.
Well, yeah, no, not at
the
that
new
one.
house. Yeah, no.
But I still wouldn't doubt if Juke didn't have a key though. I still wouldn't doubt it.
I could see that. I didn't think about it when I first watched it, because I'm watching it, consuming it, taking notes. On the second watch, I was like, wait a minute. You one of the biggest drug dealers in Queens, in New York for that matter. You ain't got no security monitors or nothing?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but you would still. Okay, so even if she did not, guess what? My parents are very average people. You know what we had when I was growing up? ADT, because they're home even when you are not, okay? So you ain't got no security system. You ain't got nothing. I get it. She's not supposed to, because if she does, Juke can't get in and we can't have it go down the way it did. The only reason I bring it up is because Rock got shot in her own house. Remember, she took the shot in the soldier from the Italian dude who really wanted to kill Kanan because he was fucking with the white girl. He was like a lot of Italian men from that era, just like, yo, you would fuck a black guy? Are you fucking crazy? He wanted Kanan and Rock dead for that reason alone. They were supposed to put a hit on her regardless, but he specifically himself wanted her dead for that. She took a shot in her shoulder. Juke's mother got killed on her porch. And I forgot Juke mama died. I forgot about that. But why do you not have security? That's all I'm saying. And I know I'm picking nits, but I'm just like, why do you not have security? What the fuck? Juke shows up with the pistol. and apologizes. I'm sorry, Aunt Rock. Don't apologize to me before you kill me. Nigga, just do it. Like, don't, like, that's correct. Like, for real, I'm being honest. Like, you gonna shoot me? You just apologized in advance for killing me. You a wild bitch, Juke. And that's why, like, when Marvin stood up and lit that cigarette, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, damn, just let me, when the crackhead asked Marvin before Marvin killed the crackhead, let me light up one last time.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I tried to make you understand, you still wouldn't, but this is something I gotta do. Rock asks if this is about Marvin. I didn't do that. Juke knows this, of course. Talk to me, Juke. Why you doing this? Kanan. The fuck that got to do with me? Juke looked at that gun. She probably should have had it on her either way, but she was in her own house and she didn't think that there was a threat.
Yeah.
They said what they say is better to get caught with it than without one.
Yeah.
Juke takes out Rock. And at that point, I put in my notes, Juke's villain origin is 100% complete. This is the turning point. This is her Darth Vader. This is Anakin falling into the lava. And, well, Anakin was already Vader at this point, but this is how Anakin ends up in the suit and the Darth Vader that we know. So then Juke and Kanan at the diner. And she don't even, like, we aren't even privy to her actually telling him. He just says bullshit. And she was like, you're going to find out it's true soon enough. Kanan asked Juke, why didn't she come after him? And she said it wouldn't hurt. And this is where I feel like this episode belongs to Juke. She stole the show in this fucking diner.
Mm-hmm.
She stole the show. And like I said, motherfucker was like, if you go back and look, she did not blink. And I'm like, you can do that with edits, but also that's a cold motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
That girl is something different. She is something different. Juke says it wouldn't hurt you if I came after you. I want you to have nothing just like me. I want you to go through life alone with nobody that cares about you. Also, real quick, I'm sorry, I forgot to bring this up. Did anybody, I know me and you talked about it. Amy, when Kanan and Juke and Kanan and Rock were talking, did you want Kanan to tell Rock that she was going to be a grandmother?
No.
I did. Once they got emotional, when he was like, "You're my mother. I don't want you gone. I don't want you dead." In my head, I'm like, he could have been like, "You about to be a grandma. I need you here."
Yeah, I didn't
think
think he would have. I in my head, I was like, "There's no way he's gonna tell her."
We'll see, but that goes back to the point you asked earlier. Like, are you sure it's mine? So I could see why you would feel that way. I just thought if they had done that, it probably would have given the scene. Even though it was a great scene, it could have given it more levity, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I'm saying.
True. Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah. I want you to have nothing just like me. I want you to go through life alone with nobody that cares about you. Everyone that does is dead, and that is way worse than being dead. Kanan says, you're alone too, Juke, just as cold. Juke, knowing I did this to you was going to keep me warm for quite some time. Yo.
Damn.
Sasha Penn. Again, I don't know if that's really your last name, but you pinned the fuck out of this one, man.
Mm-hmm.
Kanan says, I could kill you myself. Juke, have at it, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Yo, I'm just like, yo, that's a cold. But Kanan said, I forget when this took place. He was like, you're not a real killer till you kill somebody you love.
Mm-hmm.
Now it rings true for both of them. Because he, like, the thing about the Lulu kill was he did not mean to kill Lou.
Yeah, that was an accident.
That was truly an accident.
He was there to kill his mom. He had it on his mind.
He was there to. Yeah, I'll give you that. I will give you that.
Do you think he would have if Lulu wasn't there? Because I don't know if he would have.
At that point, he hadn't learned that none of this shit was not true. He hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
It was. I think if he wouldn't have killed Lou, he was gonna kill her.
Okay.
So the thing about it is, excuse me, they left a lot of money on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Kanan got up so abruptly when him and Juke had the conversation, and Juke told him that Snaps and Pop killed Fame. I wish that we would have found out that they also killed Crystal. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
I wish that Kanan would be privy to that information. But if they did that, then it changes the dynamic. If he did that, then I don't think Kanan kills Marvin, because I think he's more focused on killing Snaps and Pop.
That's a fact.
And then it creates a conflict between him and Breeze. And then it's like, how do we fix this relationship? Because we know Ghost is the one that takes Breeze out. So I understand why they wrote it the way they did. I actually think it's brilliant. Everybody's like, this is lazy writing. I'm like, no, it has to make sense. They like, why? And then people was like, why the fuck would Juke be the one to kill Rock? They was like, Juke and Kanan was together in the OG Power. They tolerated each other. There was not no love there.
Yeah, that was just honor amongst killers. That's all that was. Yeah, we family, and we know we got some secrets between us, but we really don't fuck with each other.
Kanan gets up to leave, and then Juke says, she never loved you anyway. At the end, she begged me to do you instead of her. That was cold.
Hurt. That was so cold. I was so upset.
I mean, so here's the thing. It depends on how you interpret it. Because she said, she was like, Kanan, she was like, what that got to do with me?
True.
So it's like, how do you take it?
No, she was doing that to hurt that nigga. She was just telling him to hurt that
nigga. 100%. No, I get that. I'm saying a lot of people are saying, some people are like, nah, how the fuck Rock go out begging for her life? Rock a OG. It's like, she didn't beg, and she was like, she told him she ain't had nothing to do with Marvin getting killed. It's the truth. She didn't beg Juke. It's the truth.
Yeah.
But Juke 100% said that to her, Kanan.
Yeah.
Kanan goes to Rock's house, finds her body in her bedroom, and then we get the narration. My story didn't end here. This is just the beginning. This isn't my story. It's your story. It's our story. It's the Southside Jamaica Queen story. Brilliant.
Yeah.
This is where, I remember I text you, I was like, let it go to the credits. But Sturl, you caught the song. You know what the song was, right?
Yeah. It was the song that got that nigga shot in the first place.
Ghetto fucking Karan.
Yeah.
So some people will say, because 50 was like, well, Nas did Get Down and niggas didn't shoot at him. And they like, so if you, Amy, you of course know 50 got shot. Some people say that he didn't really get shot 9 times. They say he got shot 5 times. People who were in the know, but they said he had to make it 9, because if he'd have said 5, they'd have been like, oh, you
Pac.
think you Pac. Yeah. So Ghetto Karan, in the song, he talks about Preem and Prince Miller, who were the niggas who really like were controlling the dope and 40 and the Baisleys, and like they are the reason somebody in the Supreme team killed a cop. And once that happened, that's why the drug laws became so strict. Like if they catch you with even a single rock of crack, that would get you. What did Denzel say in the movie when he caught Snoop? Shit, that's you federally. That four rocks of crack, you federally fucked, brother. So 50 told this story, and a lot of people thought, like, in this song, because this song is from like 99, 2000, something like that. It's either 99, because he got shot in May of 2000. 50 got shot right before I graduated high school. So a lot of people say this song is the reason that 50 got shot. Prince Miller recently got out of jail, and he actually said he loved the song. But I thought that it's like somebody was like, 50 is the most petty nigga of all time to put Ghetto Karan in the post, like the credits. Like, and I thought about that shit, but he's telling the story, but he is telling a Southside Jamaica Queen story, like he says in the narration. And Ghetto Karan is telling you, without the Supreme team, the Supreme team, Fat Cat, all of them, like the niggas that was doing their thing over in Harlem, Rich Porter, AZ, all of them, Rayful Edmonds, everybody, Tony Lewis and them in DC, they all set the stage for Raising Kanan. The same thing was going on in different parts of the country, but particularly in New York City, in Southside Jamaica, Queens, when you're talking about 40s and Baisleys, like Nas got a song on King's Disease 3 called 40 Side, where he's talking about the 40 projects and stuff like that. That all literally set the stage for 50 Cent's real life in the drug game, Get Rich or Die Trying, the movie, and this television show. So I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was a great piece by 50. Then we see 1975 flash on the screen. And at first, I thought that the stars had just went into the next show. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
That's what I
And
thought
then
too.
when I saw London as young Marvin, I was like, oh. And then I'm looking around. I was like, so what they did, they used the de-aging technology that they've used for other films and stuff. I don't know why they didn't get Malcolm and de-age him for Lulu. I don't know why they recast that role. Because they definitely re-aged Patina for the mother.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell that was London Brown all day long. I don't even know if
Oh
he
yeah.
got de-aged, but clearly he shaved, and then they obviously then we find out. So Juke is how old, y'all say? 11 months in the stroller or something like that?
She's about a year old because she's a
Year
year older than
older than
Kanan. Yeah.
Kanan. Yeah. I thought that was nice. So this is 1975. This is where Kanan is born.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, he's what, an hour old when we see this shit or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean newborn, yeah.
And then Marvin was like, he crying too much. That's my nephew. I need to know if he can stand out on the Ave with me and this, that, and the third. So they already setting the stage that, yo, like, we about to be like the family that controls dope, us and Ronnie. And it is very like, I thought back to, if you go back to the episode where Snaps and Pop invited Kanan to that party at the club where they told him to come get in the picture. It's a dude in the picture wearing like a boat captain's hat. That's supposed to be Fat Cat. And I didn't think about that. And when I saw it, because we weren't breaking down a show at that point, we were just watching as fans. But like seeing all the clips now, I was like, holy shit, that's Fat Cat. So I
It's
don't
the
know if
stage.
anybody in there's, yeah, I don't know if anybody's supposed to be Preem or Prince or anything like that. But this is them telling, like he said, this is not my story. This is our story. This is a Southside Jamaica Queen story.
Mm-hmm.
I love the post credit scene. Oh, so I said something on Threads earlier, and it's got over 1,000 views now. Apparently, um, now everybody wants a prequel of the Thomas kids growing up and how they got in the dope game, and then some people are like, no, I want the prequel with their parents raising them, and then we get to see young Ronnie and young Neek. I don't think we need that. I think
No,
No,
this
that's
is
just
enough
it's
right
over.
here.
Yeah, it's
that's
over.
I think
enough.
that's overkill. Now, the
Mhm.
thing that I get it, everybody loved these characters so much that they want more of them.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I'm cool with what we have. I
Yeah.
still think this is that Curtis Mayfield song at the end, that was perfect as well. I would assume I know the show has a music supervisor. I know 50 definitely has some input.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like I said, when Marvin and them was going to shoot up the pawn shop, they was playing Mobb Deep, Hit It From the Back. Of course, they from Queens. Well, Prodigy is from Long Island, technically. Havoc is from Queens. Um, yeah, I tweeted immediately after. I was like, I have this up there with the finale of, I think it's better than the Sopranos finale because of the cut to black. I thought that was stupid. Everybody hates the Sopranos finale. The Mad Men finale where Don apparently dreams up the Coca-Cola commercial, the world famous Coke commercial. I'm like, I could have done without that. The Succession finale, probably could have done without. Um, Even the finale of OG Power, and people arguing me up and down, and I'm like, y'all keep forgetting. The last like 4 to 6 episodes of Power was them replaying Ghost's death from everybody's point of view. That's not how you make a good finale. We saw it
Mhm.
from Dre's point of view. We saw it from um the female cop's point of view. We saw it from, did we see it from Tommy's point of view as well?
What?
When
We seen it
Ghost
from
got killed.
everybody. Yeah, we seen it from
Yeah.
everybody's point of view.
So it was like everybody's like, you think this is better than the OG Power finale? I'm like, by miles. The OG Power, they literally was like a 4-part finale, and it was just everybody's different perspective of Ghost being killed.
Yeah.
That is
Mhm.
not good. That's not a good finale. This blows that out the fucking water, and it's not even close.
Oh, yeah, for
It's
sure.
not even close.
That whole season 6 is what dropped them off. They had 5 perfect seasons of Power. Season 6 was just off. When you got Sid the Entertainer coming around as a hitman and all that shit was just weird to me.
I forgot about that. I
Yeah,
totally forgot about
that
that.
whole season was just bullshit.
It was just bad. It was like the craziest part about the end of Power is like Raina gets killed. Like, people don't realize, they're like, why the fuck did Ghost hate Tariq? Ghost literally told that nigga, you gonna turn yourself in for killing Ray Ray. And I was just like, wait a minute, dog. You're their father. Tariq shouldn't have been out in them streets because Tariq was not built for them streets. Let's keep it a buck. Tariq is just a modern Kanan, and that's why him and Kanan got along so well. Now, Rock was a drug dealer raising a son. Ghost was a drug dealer raising kids as well. It's the same fucking thing. The only difference is that Tariq grew up on the fucking Upper West Side of New York in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Kanan still lived in fucking Queens.
He searched out the bullshit. Them other niggas really didn't have
Exactly.
a choice.
Exactly. Kanan, like that nigga Unique said in the beginning, Kanan is DEFCON's fucking son. He was in this game before he was born, whether you like it or not, whether you fucking like it or not. But yeah, Ghost was like, you killed him, Tariq. You gonna turn yourself in. You don't make any inroads to save your son. I'm telling you, Tariq, this is the right thing for you. What? And in that moment, I was like, they've lost Ghost as a fucking character. Because even, like, your daughter got killed. Now you want to run for public office? Nigga, you're a drug dealer. Not to say that a lot of politicians aren't criminals, but what are we doing here? They did a lot in that last season. Sterling line. They fucked up the legacy of that show, and that's why it's slightly over Raising Kanan. Raising Kanan is very fucking close because they mailed in that last season. I totally forgot fucking Cedric the Entertainer was in that last fucking season. They mailed that shit in. They couldn't have did any worse if they fucking tried. They couldn't have done any worse if they fucking tried.
Yeah, it was wild.
What a fucking ride, though, man. What a ride.
Definitely up there. I'll definitely be fucking with it. I'm gonna go back and probably rewatch it.
Oh, 100%.
From the
beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning.
And I'll probably do that again right before Power Origins airs. So we do know for sure Haley will not be back as Jukebox. Some people are saying they might recast the role. Do I feel like she needs to be there? I feel like she should at least be in the first season. I'm not going to lie. Or somewhere. There's got to be. Now, apparently there will be flashbacks. But I feel like her and Ghost have to bump past. Like, they have to, because when Kanan was, like, fucked up in Juke's house in OG Power, and the girl was like, he kept talking about Ghosts. And she was like, no. He's not talking about Ghosts. He's talking about Ghosts. He let that slick, book smart motherfucker beat him. When they went to get, like, when Tommy was like, well, who the fuck had Tariq? And Ghost was like, remember Jukebox? And he was like, that crazy bitch? Her turn is already complete. Tommy and Ghost have to at least meet Juke at some point.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to not do it. Like, even if you do it in a flashback, I get it. Like, a lot of people are now speculating, well, it's 18 episodes. When you have that many episodes, that means that there's going to be a midpoint break. So I'm thinking 9 episodes, there's a 2-3 week break, and then they come back. And in those first 9 episodes, you got to show me something, man. To bring Breeze in and not let us see Breeze's demise does not make sense. We need to know what made Ghost, like, whatever Ghost, Breeze was he was in the way of our future. How? Yeah, we deserve, like, we've stuck with this goddamn show since 2014. We deserve to know what the fuck he meant by that. Well, what Kanan can't tell you is I gave Breeze a chance to change his mind. What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
We still got people arguing over social media. So Kanan lied in the OG Power. No, he didn't. He said he went to see his moms. He lied. Y'all have never heard of people going to visit their family in the cemetery?
Right.
Like, and everybody's like, y'all can't be this fucking stupid. I'm like, you give people too much credit. They can. He clearly meant, like, number one, they didn't think of they didn't think of Raising Kanan when the original Power was aired. So let's go there. But number two, people go to cemeteries and put flowers on their loved ones' graves all the time. And they call it, like, people go out there and they talk to their loved ones. And they call it visiting with them.
Yeah.
That's not this, like, not like.
It's not unheard of.
It's not. So, like, the fact that people are still arguing about this is crazy. And, like, Even still, like Uncle Marvin's not there. It's like, bro, we're not doing this. Like,
Yeah.
we let you have that bullshit for a week. We saw the nigga in the coffin. Juke killed Rock because Marvin is gone. Like, starting with this, he in witness protection. No, the fuck he's not.
Oh my God.
If Rock wasn't going to witness protection, Marvin sure as fuck was not going to witness protection.
No.
Let's stop the nonsense. So, I don't need another prequel. I think the show is fine the way it is. I give it 10 out of 10. I can't think of a weak season of Raising Kanan. It from beginning to end, it might be as perfect as television can be.
Yeah.
I'm on record saying this, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't care if Raising Kanan aired on Sunday nights in that 9 o'clock time slot on HBO. This will be talked about as one of the greatest television shows of all time. That 9 o'clock time slot Sundays on HBO. Game of Thrones, The Sopranos, The Wire, Succession, The Last of Us.
Shit,
All
Oz was
considered
on there. Oz
Oz,
was,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. Those are all considered prestige television. If Raising Kanan aired in that Sunday night time slot on HBO, it would be called one of the greatest TV shows of all time. And I'm standing on that.
It's a damn shame that it ain't available for no awards and no shit like that. It's a few of them should be getting to.
Somebody was like, it doesn't get nominated because they consider stars to be slop television, like not good television. So they say that's the reason they don't like, even if it's on AMC, because Mad Men, Breaking Bad, and I think what's the show about the motorcycle gang?
I forget.
Some Angels.
But
I know what you're talking about.
It was about the Hells Angels or whatever.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
It's based off the Hells Angels, yeah.
Yeah.
Anarchy.
I don't know about that one. Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
Okay, so Mad Men, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. Those are AMC shows. I think Sons of Anarchy is Sons of Anarchy.
They was AMC.
Is it?
No, that was AMC.
So even those shows got nominated. But Raising Kanan is seriously slept on because it's a Stars production, and that just really fucks with me because they all deserve to be recognized. Like Tony Danza is 80 years old and still acting motherfuckers down in scenes. Like, like Mekhi Curtis is gonna be one of those names. Like Michael Rainey. Like the first time we saw Michael Rainey, he was Ice Cube's son, and I think was it Barbershop 3? I think it was Barbershop 3. But look at what he did. Like, I don't think anybody from the other powers, not to shit on them, there's more range and talent
Ghost
in this
deserves
show.
an award. I don't give a fuck what y'all say.
He did. I will give him that. Ghost definitely did. But like, even the villains in this one are better. Like, they're all fucking villains, to be honest with you. They're all terrible people. But like, people are like, no, Lobos is better. I'm like, bro, I barely remember Lobos. I barely remember some of the fucking villains in the OG Power. They didn't stick to your ribs. Like, when Neek and Rock was beefing before they got cool, and then even after when we thought Neek was dead, like, Ronnie only lasted for what? A season?
Yeah.
That nigga Ronnie had like, yo, it's like, yo, this nigga's not right in the head, bro. There's something wrong with him. Like, people thought Unique was Breeze. People thought, they were like, no, it's Unique brother. They thought Ronnie was Breeze. People thought fucking Symphony was Breeze. Everybody did their job.
Yeah, for sure.
There's not a single actor on that show that dropped the ball. I cannot think of one. Who was the weakest link? D-Wiz? He's only like in the first 3 episodes or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Probably like D-Wiz. No, because Famous was fucking good too.
They were all really good.
Yeah. I just show me a weak spot. Top to bottom. Show me a weak spot. I don't know, man. It's been a pleasure, man. 8 weeks. We did the thing. It's up there, man. Raising Kanan is a show. I will I will go back and watch random episodes of The Sopranos and Mad Men and Succession. Raising Kanan is now in there. I don't have to go back and watch the other Power books. I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, I'm gonna watch the original Power after Origins finished, right? I want to do a
Hmm.
complete watch through. But I'm not gonna go back and check on Tariq and fucking Braden. And I'm definitely never turning on Tommy's Power again. I'm gonna watch Power Legacy when it comes because I want to see how it ends. But I might get bored one day and just be like, let me go back and see, how Juke, or let's go back and see if I can pinpoint exactly where Kanan really lost his motherfucking mind. This show is gonna stick with me.
Yeah.
This show is gonna stick with me. This is definitely one of my favorite TV shows of all time now.
I'm
That's
definitely
a
gonna
fact.
watch the other ones too, because I
Yeah.
didn't get to watch any of those. This was my first time watching any of
Oh
this.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think maybe it'll affect the way we view the OG Power. Maybe not that much because
She's gonna have a
Kane.
way better
Yes.
understanding of the OG Power
Yeah.
from watching this and then going directly into OG Power. You're gonna understand a lot of shit. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I was in that position for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
been quite the ride, man. Shout out to the cast of Power. Shout out to Sasha Penn. Shout out to 50. Shout out Stars. Everybody. I was a little worried, man, because BMF was just fucking terrible, dog. That shit was nuts. But yeah, they pulled it together. This is prestige television, in my opinion. I have Raising Kanan up there with it's one of my favorite TV shows of all time now. And I'm probably gonna start the rewatch tonight after we finish this. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, why not? Like, just jump back the fuck in. Like hearing those drums and man, come on, man. And 50 has some of the best fucking TV theme songs ever. Ever.
It was really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Last thoughts? Anybody?
No, that's it.
No.
Definitely was a top 10 to me. So
Mhm.
I'm rocking with it. Can't wait to see how they gonna do 18 full episodes.
Origins.
But when they do that, we'll jump in it and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
give our
pretty
thoughts.
sure it's gonna be I think it's gonna be 9 and then they'll do a mid-season break and then come back. But again, um
I remember whenever you said that we were gonna be covering this and I had never seen it and you were like, Ames, do you want to be a part of it? And I was just like, I don't know, let me look it up. And I watched like the first episode, season 1, episode 1, and I was like
mhm.
maybe 30 minutes in and I texted immediately and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Like this show is so good.
Somebody posted the clip, the very first scene where Kanan's getting his ass whooped on the playground and they holding Juke back. And that
Mhm.
shit, I was like, damn, I forgot about this. And like
Yeah.
their relationship goes back that fucking far and to see how it deteriorated and like damn, how the fuck did we really get here? And then you look up like his whole blood, like Marvin said, you're gonna die alone.
Mhm.
Nobody will be there for you. And then Juke was like, I want you to know that everybody that ever loved you is gone. And
Mhm.
when you go back, like Kanan Stark found dead, his son Sean Stark was shot a year ago and he has no living relatives. And I was like, everybody was like, no, Rock is alive. And it's like, bro, Tariq has Kanan's ashes because he had no living kid. What are we fucking talking about? But yeah, man,
That's it.
what a fucking ride, dog. What a ride. Shout out to everybody involved. It's chef's kiss, man. Fucking chef's kiss. Great fucking show.
Yeah.
Um, so now,
That's it.
listeners, we're just down to the one episode a week. If we find something else we want to talk about, we will let y'all know. But it's been a pleasure, y'all, of course. Clap it up for Ames. This is like her last main pod. She will
Yeah.
still be around to do some gaming content for us and stuff like that. And best of luck in what's going on, taking over the business. I know you're gonna kill it. That's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Sounds good.
All right, man. This is not my story. This is our story. This is a Southside Jamaica Queens story. Peace to the guys, man. Queens get the money. We out.
Bye.